Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, everybody? Good morning. I had less technical difficulties this morning getting the stream started, so that is a win to start the day already. Getting logged in to my brokers. We'll do a little charting before the market opens in about 13 minutes. Quick disclaimer. Make sure you guys read the disclaimer in the description. This is a live stream for entertainment purposes only. I'm showing you guys my screen, sharing when I'm entering and exiting trades. It is not meant to be followed. There is a delay. And anything you decide to do is your own responsibility. All of those things. There's a more detailed explanation in the disclaimer, but that is that. How's everybody doing, chat? Grand risings from Saskatchewan, Canada. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I need to get the link to this posted on Instagram real fast. How is everybody doing? Vermont. Y'all, I'll be honest with you. So I'm in Colorado and it is like the fires out here are crazy right now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I literally this morning was asking my husband to please double check all of we have like air filters. There's like the normal house ones and then like obviously we have like additional air filters in our house. I was like, "Can you check those cuz I'm pregnant and I feel like I can't breathe," which is not ideal usually. Usually you want to be able to breathe. Why can I not find the link? Here it is. Copy link. Close that. Sorry, guys. Anyway, how's everybody doing? San Antonio? Where's everybody else? Colorado too? Where in Colorado are you at? You don't have to give me the exact details, obviously. But are you north, south, central, mountains, eastern plains? Story. Wales, UK, let's go. Charleston, I've always wanted to go there. It's on my list. Okay, everybody, smile. Took a picture of that. Live for New York. There we go. There's the link. All right. Pittsburgh, Georgia. NQ opening under VWAP. Are you looking for NQ to run to VWAP more or less at the opening in that case? I don't look at that. I have VWAP on my chart. I do not. It's kind of just as a, what's the best way to put it? I use it like as a landmark, if that makes sense. So It's not something that I use specifically for, I don't target it. Well, I'll target it sometimes. That's not true. I will target it sometimes, but typically I will not take trades like based off of VWAP, if that makes sense. So, all right, let's do some quick charting, quick charting, and make sure everything is set up correctly on here. Get that. Sign into this. Matters. All right. So we're approaching this area that we have bounced at over and over and over and over again down here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that line. Actually, you know what? I want that on my chart. That Thursday low from that last big sell-off. We have held this fib, this high time frame fib. So one of the things I use in my trading in terms of key levels is fibs. Okay, this fib is drawn from this low back here all the way to this all-time high. So the low was set on June 9th. All-time high set overnight on June 16th. And the fib is drawn from the low to the high. This is the 0.5 to the 0.618 range. And we have held this area with like dad strength. So we're approaching, we bounced already at the 0.5 of that area once. So something to be aware of. I am curious if we toss a fib from this low to the high we put on. Boop, boop, boop. We also have not closed below the 0.6 of this fib from the low set on Thursday to yesterday's high of day. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. We're just doing some quick charting. So that's an interesting level right there. I don't know if I want to keep this on my chart or not because we have been pushing below it, even though we haven't been closing below it on the hourly. We're kind of just in this consolidation right here. So I personally would say off the bat, I am more interested in if I had to choose a bias, I would say my bias is long just because of the area we're in and how well we've held this area. But the issue is like when will the longs come in? We could short, this is a massive range, 600 down to 275. We could go short for a while all the way back down to here before the longs come in. So something to be aware of, guys. The market is opening in 5 minutes. And when the market opens, SpaceX is joining the NAS 100. So the SpaceX is going to be added to the NASDAQ today, this morning at the open. So what does that mean for us? The way I'm viewing this is that I've watched the NASDAQ pretty much every day for 2 years. I feel like I know the NASDAQ really well. And now there's something drastically changing about the NASDAQ, right? Indicator error. That's frustrating. My indicator is going to fail me right now. Anyway, I'm looking at it in the sense that like now I need to get reacquainted with the new version of the NASDAQ because the NASDAQ now is going to have an additional ticker that has a very high market cap and is, you know, proven to be volatile. It is going to have that added to it, which is going to change how it moves on a day-to-day basis. So be aware of that if you're trading NQ also. These are my settings for the key levels indicator, if anyone was wondering. There we go. Anyway, so something to be aware of, right? Settings on my fib. My settings on my fib are just right here, 0.5, 0.618 are the only ones I have marked. I do not like having the trend line. I think it's super annoying. And I just changed the color manually whenever right here on this bar, whenever I draw them, depending on if it's a downtrend or an uptrend. So one area I do want to be aware of is I'm going to draw a fib on this trend from previous day high down to down to this overnight low. Why is my magnet not magnetizing? There we go. And we did end up, if anyone was on stream yesterday, we did end up rejecting, and the shorts did come in right here, right? I was trying to short, I tried a couple stabs at shorts and ended up getting stopped out, which is fine. One of them, in hindsight, I should have trimmed. It was up like 40 or 50 points and I didn't trim or move my stop, and I ended up getting stopped out, and that was just poor trade management. I was a little antsy yesterday, but we got the butterflies out and now we are ready to rock. What's up, Callum? Thanks for coming. First time viewer. I mean, pretty much everyone is almost a first time viewer because we only started yesterday, but you're getting in on the ground floor. I think we're going to do big things together. So looking at just the pre-market, we're in a pretty tight little consolidation here. So a couple ideas off the open. Really quick, I want to circle back to the way that I'm approaching the fact that SpaceX is joining the NASDAQ. I am probably going to size down, and I don't know, I might widen my stop a little bit. I just kind of want to watch and see how NQ is behaving, what the volatility is like as that's introduced off the open. But just be aware of that, right? It might be a day to size down and just to be cautious. As we get close to the open here in about a minute, a couple of trade ideas for the way that I trade. If we can break and hold below and get a strong close with volume below the pre-market low, I would potentially look for a break and retest of that to target this Thursday low / the low of this range. That's something I would be open to. If we begin to bounce and break this like kind of downtrend structure that we have in the very near term on the 5 minute, I would potentially look for, depending on where price is at, either a flip of the EMAs, strong close with volume, and a retest to target pre-market high and previous day low, previous New York session low, and even this fib up here. The other thing to be aware of is we have broken below and held below nicely. There's the open, previous day low, which for me, I love a break and retest of previous day low. We've been holding below it. We haven't really had a solid retest since we've held below it. So if we push up aggressively into this, I might look for a sweep for a short. But as always, I'm going to be waiting at least the first 5 minutes, usually the first 15, to take a trade. We are pumping off the open. Let's zoom back out. Am I open to trades at 9:35? Yeah, I'll take a trade 5 minutes into the open. Once I don't want to say always because there's always exceptions, but I would say 99% of the time I'm waiting for the first 5 minute candle to close at a bare minimum. More often than not, probably 60% of the time, I'm waiting for the first 15 minutes to close. And then it's technically the first 20 minutes because I trade off of 5-minute candle closures for confirmation typically. Let's pull up the hourly just for context. So we're still holding down here really nicely. What's up, Catherine? Why did I draw a fib? This fib? Because there's a very obvious downtrend that we started to break. That's how I look at fibs. So this is like the most recent, I guess we didn't fully break it, but if we break it, that's where it will belong, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but essentially anytime there's a clear trend in a direction and we start to push the opposite direction, I will draw a fib on that trend, looking for potential rejections in the area of the golden pocket. All right. So if you guys missed it, make sure you read the disclaimer in the description. That's just like a CYA for me. And I am going to do some giveaways, so make sure you guys stick around. I'm going to be giving away 2 Vanquish options prop accounts. And I'm also going to be giving away a couple of Tradeify 50K select accounts. So nice push up and sweep of that overnight low. And now we're pushing down. So it'll be interesting if we close this candle really bearish below this pre-market low. Let me just like fix this. Where the heck even is price action right now? There we go. If we close strong down here on the 5-minute, we have another 1.5-ish below this. There could be an argument for a break and retest of pre-market low to see price go lower. I'm going to turn this back to my 1 minute. So what we talked about before was if we can get this strong close, looking for the retest into that for lower, there's a lot of space below us. I like the idea of going down to this Thursday low at 330, which is far. It's far, but this could be a 5-minute orb as well. 5-minute orb play. We already attempted to push up too, which makes the shorts even more convincing. My trading view is working fine. All right, we got that close. Looking for this retest. I might try it, guys. Waiting. I wanted to sweep the level again, and I think it's just going to go without me here. Dang. Come on. I wanted to pull back a little bit deeper because 553 would have been a really wide stop. Let's wait. We might get another opportunity. We might get another opportunity. Green line between P&L and O&L. That's the top of this high time frame fib. Look at the hourly on the top left right now. See this fib? This is the high of the fib. This is the low of the fib. It's the 0.5 of that fib. Kind of right at the bottom of a demand area. So could bounce here, honestly, because of this hourly demand over here. I hadn't seen that before. I do use orb. Yeah, that's what this opening range high, opening range low. I use the way that I view orb. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, the 15-minute orb. Oh, the 30-minute orb is the best, or the initial balance, which is essentially an hourly orb. All orb is, in the way that I view it, is support and resistance, right? It's the market showing us when a ton of volume is pumped in at the open where the support is and where the resistance is. It gives us a clear zone to work with, essentially. So, I will trade the 5-minute orb sometimes. I have a video of that on my YouTube, I believe. I'll trade the 15-minute orb, I'll trade the 30-minute orb. But one thing I always need is volume confirmation. Unless we're right after the first 5 minutes, there's not really volume confirmation. Okay, so we're pulling back. Something I would be interested to see as we pull back is how we react at this opening print. We're getting the retest of this pre-market low. It's a nice retest of the pre-market low here. Watching this here, guys. Trying to see how we react. Opening print is one of my favorite levels to trade off of. We got nearly to it. Retested the bottom of that first minute. Really nice volume on that 1-minute candle as well that rejected the pre-market low. I'm trying the short here, guys. I'm in the short here. My stop loss is already at break even. My entry is 43. I will trim as we break these lows with strength if we push. There we go. Trimmed there. I was in 5 micros. I have 3 left. I took 2 off. Down at that 500 whole cycle level, I really want to see volume continue to push us down here. I think this could really go. We're up over 50 points, or no, right around 50 points here. Let me throw this on here. That happened fast. My entry is 43. Nope, 44.50. My stop is already at break even. I want to see this go lower. I like the volume. I do not want it to come up and tag me. Got to find some resistance here. Come on. Come on. No way it goes and takes me out at break even. That's frustrating. Well, I'm out of that trade. Got a trim at about 40 points. It was like right around these lows. It went quickly, but that bounce, like, could flush again here, guys, but I was not willing to stay in that trade back into drawdown after we already went down 50 points. So got a little trim, base hit. I still think the shorts could come in, but if you look at the hourly, we do have some demand down here. Pre-market orb, I don't use that as much, honestly. Okay, we are getting up to that opening print, so very interested to see what we do up here. This candle didn't print with a ton of volume, that this doji candle here. So I'm not like turned off per se by the idea of shorts still. Just I'm going to need to find some more confirmation in a different entry. So we are reclaiming that pre-market low though. So Yeah, that was really fast. Guys, something about the way that I trade, I will always try and walk you through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. If you want me to review it after, I'm happy to do that too. Be careful trying to take entries off my callouts because we are on YouTube and there is a delay. Okay, so you saw how fast that moved. If you had a 5 or 6 second delay, you would have gotten a terrible entry and probably gone red on that trade. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Honestly, trimming your whole position is probably better than what happened to me. So now we're rejecting that opening print. If this fails back down and holds below pre-market low, I really do think the shorts are going to be coming in strong here. I was talking and missed how we touched opening print there. At this point, though, for me, I want to see the 15-minute range. I want to let this 5-minute candle close because just because we touch and get a rejection doesn't mean that we're going to keep going down, right? You couldn't see my trade. So this is the thing, is that the way that I chart, I can't chart on trade C, which is what I execute on. Actually, that reminds me, I need to pull up QQQ so I can do some options as well. There we go. Why is this not working? Anyway, I execute on a prop broker over here, right? And my options broker is over here. Trade bar. There we go. And I can't chart on that. So if I share that screen with you, I can't very well show you guys my levels or what I'm actually doing. Full disclosure, I took 5 micros on that trade. I entered here-ish. I got out here-ish of 2 micros. So I only made $122.90. So anyway, I'll always keep it real with you guys. I really like how we're rejecting opening print right here and trying to bear flag. This could be another great short entry with stops above the high of this 1-minute candle potentially. I'm not taking it, but I do like how we're rejecting up here. We're rejecting the EMAs. I need more confirmation for my next entry. Gonna wait for this 15-minute range to print. Full disclosure, yeah. Do you trade options the same as futures? So I'm learning options, guys. So something I'm super excited about. I've wanted to learn options for a while, but right now in terms of futures, I'm only trading with props. I was actually about to open a cash account. I decided not to open the cash account when I found out I was pregnant because I was not planning to have a baby, and pregnancy makes you kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs kind of stuff, you know, mentally. So I was like, maybe I won't do a cash account right now. So anyway, I trade with props with futures and love it. And I will always trade with props with futures, even if I open a cash account, because the upside is too good in terms of like risk to reward. That being said, I wanted to learn options, but I didn't want to open a cash account to learn for the same reason. And really do like the short here, guys. Pulled back on lower volume. So anyway, I was introduced to Vanquish, which is like, I think the only options prop firm. And I'm now trading with them, trying to pass my first options evaluation. So all of that being said, I am working on learning options. And the way that I trade it is I literally take my same setups on QQQ 0 DTE options contracts. So I trade exactly the same. I'm still just watching and charting NQ, but I'm executing on QQQ options when I do that. Here comes that short. I think this thing is going to fall, guys. I really do. We have our 15-minute range in. I don't like the entry here, but I do think we'll at least go back down and test the bottom of the range. Saving money for the baby. Yes. I'm just teaching myself options. Trial and error. Awesome. Glad you made some money and took that short. Will I consider, someone asked if I'll consider Discord. I'm thinking about it. My issue is that I am a one-woman show and I don't necessarily know that I will have the capacity to manage all that comes with the Discord, even if I did it for free, right? Like the chat, the trolls, all of that. Like there's a lot that goes into running even a free Discord. And I don't know if I'll have the capacity to like moderate it. So eventually, absolutely, this week or even this upcoming month, probably not. Unless an angel comes out of the sky and is like, Jen, I really want to help you run a Discord and moderate. So for me now, we need to establish kind of a clear direction. There's a few things happening here just in the way that I view the market, right? We're in this massive support area, this green zone, right? Where we've bounced a lot. We pushed and closed below the pre-market low. We took this short on the retest of the pre-market low here. Didn't really get much more out of it, or as much out of it rather, as I had hoped we would. That's why I was holding runners, because I was really wanting to see us just start to fall. And then the very next candle pushed up and it did reclaim pre-market low. Closed above. The volume was pretty low on it, but it did close above and reclaim that. And I believe it closed just above opening print. So now for me to really like the shorts from this area, I'm going to need probably a strong close below the range. At a minimum below these candle bodies into these wicks, strong close somewhere down in this area, ideally below 500 whole psych number, right? With volume, and then potentially look for a retest into that candle. So we'll see if that happens. There is an argument for the short off of the opening print here. The reason I didn't love it or take it is because we reclaimed that pre-market low. It's just higher risk in that scenario. Options is just a lot more nuanced than futures, is what I would say. Low volume close. So volume is dropping off right now. So now it makes my game plan really easy to find an entry I want. Is I need to see a spike in volume with a strong candle closure. It could be a reversal candle. So like if we push down and then hammer really aggressively to the upside with high volume, then I'll potentially look for a long opportunity. It could be a strong trend-setting candle closure down here. I just need volume to come into the market to want to try anything at this point. Tyler from Peachy. Oh, are you still in Peachy? Or are you out of Peachy? I don't think in good conscience I could work with someone who's still in Peachy, to be honest. After the way things happened. Only A+ setups work on options. Yeah, so I've been learning a lot of lessons with options. Like there's all the Greeks, right? And so it's not as straightforward as just pressing buy or sell on it's not as simple as pushing buy or sell on NQ futures. Putting that line to represent the bottom of the 15-minute orb because I have my indicator set to print the 30-minute orb. So this could be a look below, fail to go lower, bounce up hammer because we still are kind of teetering at the bottom. I guess we kind of broke below this demand. Definitely some buyers sitting down here, though. You can see that in the volume on this 1-minute candle. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you waited too, Kingdom Wealth. Yeah, I wish I had known sooner. It was very abrupt and out of left field for me. Never could have expected that to happen. So luckily they did agree to refund anyone who joined for me exclusively. And so if you are someone who's on YouTube now with me, whoa, what happened to all my indicators? That was weird. They will refund you if you ask. I don't know why volume is low. Honestly, not what I expected with SpaceX being added to the NASDAQ. I expected to have some really high volume and volatility this morning, but might just be some indecisiveness. People are, more hesitant because of that happening. I've never been around for a company to be added to the NASDAQ. Has anyone in the chat? My question actually, maybe someone knows the answer to this that I'm curious about, is if it's the NAS 100, so it's the top 100 companies, and they're adding one to it, did someone else get kicked out? Or are there 101 companies now? Ooh, you're on Vanquish? Let's go. Wow, thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it. We don't need to talk about it anymore. But listen, bottom line, I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate all of your support more than I can express. And I'm here for, the good vibes, focusing on trading, hanging out with you guys, and that's it. This is the thing, is that negativity always comes from below, right? One in, one out. So who got kicked out? That's the story I want to hear. So we did get a close outside the 15-minute range, but it's on, again, slightly lower volume, which I do not love. I wish I could say I want to, or I'm going to try this or take it if we get the pullback, but I can't in good conscience do it based on my trading plan. We don't have the volume. And this is the other thing, is like, what are shorts known for? Shorts are known for being fast and aggressive. So in my mind, whenever I see the market moving down, but it's like hesitant and there's not volume and momentum behind it, it always makes me feel, are you watching MNQ? If you're watching MNQ, that could be why. Let's see what the 5-minute looks like on MNQ. Yeah, MNQ got higher volume on that. I don't use volume on MNQ. I only pay attention to the volume on NQ because NQ is what leads MNQ, not the other way around. And there's more volume typically traded on NQ than MNQ. So that's why I had someone actually ask me in my DMs why I chart NQ but trade MNQ, and that is why. Because I use VPA and it is more accurate on NQ than it is on MNQ from what I have observed. Just kind of slowly grinding down. Yeah, staircase up, elevator down. Exactly, Ashley. So when it's not elevatoring down and it's kind of like hesitant, I'm always more hesitant, like until there's really clear volume and direction, I just am not as inclined. We also are technically sitting in an area, right? As we've talked about, this whole area has acted, this whole zone has acted as support over and over and over again. So when you're in this type of area, the way that I see it is like, how am I supposed to know exactly where price is going to bounce? Like, yeah, I have my fib level and I have this Thursday low, but this whole area is technically support. So I don't know. Anybody else take any trades so far? I know a few of you took that same short that I took. Anybody take anything else? We do not have any red folder news that I'm aware of this morning, unless I'm missing something. Let me double check again. Yeah, no red folder news. Short on GC, nice. Where would the entry be on the 5-minute chart? I don't know what the entry that I took, or just an entry in general. I don't see an entry for anything right now, personally. We have about 35 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle, and we are continuing to see volume kind of stair step down. Does look like we might get the 15-minute close below the 15-minute range, which could be a good implication for more downside, but nothing I love right now. Looks like we're setting up to pull back a little bit, potentially based on this hammer candle. But based on how I trade, I gotta wait for the volume to come in. So for now, we're just hanging out. We are just hanging out. We're not gonna rush anything. Nice M2. I used to work for a company called M2, interestingly enough. M2 Performance Nutrition for about like 8 years. I think I worked for them. I was a nutrition coach for athletes for like 8 years for a company called M2 Performance Nutrition. If any of you are in the CrossFit world, you might have heard of it. Teach about using the fib tool. Yeah, 1 second. So we did get the hourly close strong to the downside looking. right? We do have our 30-minute orb in now, and it looks like we're starting to potentially get a little bit of volume printing and coming in. We kind of retested the bottom of that 15-minute orb, nearly tested the 8 EMA. But still, for me, I need a 5-minute candle closure with some volume and some clarity, some direction. So I'll try and do a YouTube video on the fib tool as well. Maybe would be a better way to do it. A lot of people use it differently. Essentially, all a fib is doing is it's measuring. That's it. It's a measurement tool. So I will use it a lot of different ways. You'll see me just like as we're sitting here, throw it on different areas. There are higher time frame fibs, like this big green range here is drawn all the way back here on this massive move up. Okay, so anytime we have a big move, and that's relative to the time frame you're on, right? And then it's trending in one direction and we start to break that trend and pull back in another direction, you can draw a fib. So I could even draw a fib on the session so far, right? I could go here and go, we are downtrending. So it would be from the top of the downtrend to the bottom of the downtrend, and it's measuring the 0.5 and the 0.618 of this area. And so typically when price is moving, oftentimes when price is moving, it likes to pull back to this zone, the 0.5 to the 0.6. So the way I like to use it most is high time frame trends, and then lower time frames. Sometimes I'll even just do it on like the most recent leg of price action. If there's volume confirmation that we're moving down, which there is not right now, for example, I could draw a fib from the high of this leg to the low. And look at that, we pulled back almost perfectly to the 0.5 and now we're pushing back down, right? There's a lot of different ways to use them. I only started using fibs. I will give credit where it's due. When I was recruited to join Peachy, it was a requirement for me to start using fibs because that's something they use. And I had only really ever used them to measure a candle. So like if I get a high volume impulse candle, I'll go like this and look for the pullback to like that range of the candle for my entry, which is playing out nicely right now with this. Come on, give us a high volume close. We have 10 seconds. Big spike in volume and push down. So that's the only way I'd used them before. And then it was, like I said, kind of a requirement to use them. So slight bump in volume, not the strongest candle though. And as soon as we touched the bottom of that range, we started to push up. So still gotta wait, gotta wait. The book about volume is called A Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. You can find it on Amazon. It doesn't only talk about volume either. Like it explains just like why the market moves, how the market moves. I think it's an incredible read for anyone who trades, honestly. Interestingly enough, if I forget who was saying that they were watching the volume on MNQ, but that last 5-minute candle actually printed with lower volume on MNQ and higher volume on NQ. So just pointing out again, it's not always the same. Well, I didn't see it as like an issue at that point. It really was just like if we're bringing you in to coach in our group, you need to be able to use and talk about like the types of levels that we use, which the way that I trade was already similar in some ways. But the good thing about how I trade is that I can use any levels. Give me a level, give me support and resistance, give me supply and demand, give me EMAs, give me VWAP, give me whatever. I can trade off of it with VPA. So there's things I prefer to trade off of, but I actually have grown to really like fibs. I've seen that they work and their accuracy, and there's some other phenomenal traders that I really respect who use them as well. One of which is, shout out Brett Simba from Tradeify, the founder of Tradeify. For those of you who don't know, he was a trader first, and he is a phenomenal trader, and he uses fibs. So, what's up, Matt? My trip to Hawaii was great. It was fantastic, honestly. Shorter than I would have liked. It's the shortest trip we've ever done out there. Since like my husband and I have been married, I think, other than when I went by myself to help when my sister was going through chemo. Yeah, it was great. We were only there for, I think, 8 days, 8 or 9 days, including travel days, which flying all the way out there with little kids, I like to go for a minimum of 2 weeks. I know, I'm stoked you're in here, Matt. How often do you do Women's Hour? So I was supposed to do it yesterday, actually. So usually I'm always Wednesdays, Women's Hour. It's at 1:30 Eastern. I'm always on Wednesdays. That's my Women's Hour day with Tradeify. And I was supposed to do yesterday to help fill in because Miriam and Rebecca, two of their two female hosts, are both on out right now. On one's moving, one's on vacation. And they asked me to fill in, and I said yes. But then Lumi, who also is a host for them, kind of how I am, like more intermittently. She usually Mondays are her day, and I guess she couldn't, but then she could again. So I am starting to like the idea of the longs down here, guys. Look at how this 1 minute candle is printing. Volume is picking up. Look below the 30-minute range. Aggressive wick up. Still need more confirmation. I'm not going to take it from here. Would have been a nice, pretty low risk to reward trade to just take, but I don't like to take a reversal or fight the trend without my full volume confirmation. And that's part of the mistake that I made yesterday when I was on here with you guys, is I was just like too hyped to be on here with you guys and had to get the jitters out, had to get those losses out of the way, which is fine, not a big deal. But looking back at the trades that I took, they really were not my best. So hopefully none of y'all judge me on that. See you, Chris. Did you say it's bull flagging right now? What bull flag are you seeing? Do you mean bear flagging? I'm confused. Are we looking at the same chart? The nice thing when you trade VPA, when something like this happens where volume is just dropping, when volume does come in, it's usually very obvious and shows us a very clear direction of what price wants to do. We just got to hope that when it does that, it doesn't start moving so quickly that we don't get an entry. Bull flagging. Annie Banani, what is a bull flagging? Do you mean bear flagging? You must mean bear flagging. Bull flagging is when price is moving up and makes a flag to the upside. How much time do we have on this? We have so much time on this 5-minute candle. Do I trade GC? No, not really. Yeah, so bull flagging, like a bull market is when the market's going up. A bear market is when the market's going down. So it is flagging on the 1 minute. You're absolutely correct. It flagged right here. Like we could draw it out since we have the time. You just had your bulls and your bears confused. So we kind of had a flag right there, if you will. That's a very ugly version of it. Technically it would have been here, right? And then this candle broke the bear flag. That's a bad line too, but you get what I'm doing. Let's do it with a trend line instead. Like here. I usually don't trade flags on the 1 minute though. I'll observe them and I'll let them like give me confluence and context. The only time I'll really take an entry off of it is if I already have volume confirmation on the 5 minute. You missed your entry. Oh no. I mean, technically you could have taken an entry on the pullback into this candle. It had a little bit higher volume. I just didn't love it because of how we're holding the bottom of this range, personally. Is volume and price divergence a thing? Might be. Might be. I don't know it personally to be a thing, but so now the next area I'm interested in as we're pushing down is this Thursday low. This low we put in right here. This whole area, I'd be interested to see if we do some sort of like sweep bounce. I still am not convinced or convicted in shorts. The one thing I'll say is if we do get a 5 minute close with a pop in volume without sweeping the Thursday low, that is key. Without sweeping the Thursday low, I would potentially look to take a retest into this higher volume trend setting candle. It looks like we're going to go sweep the Thursday low, and that will ruin that entire trade for me. So nice volume starting to come in. I want to see what's happening on the top 4. All right, so this is what I like to see with VPA, okay? High volume, trend setting candle. I really wanted to not sweep the Thursday low. And we basically did. Not quite, but man, it's kind of a bummer. If we pull back on lowering volume and we don't have some explosive push up off this Thursday low, I will potentially look for how much? 422. That's almost a 100-point candle. Dang, guys. It's just going. It's gonna be very, very. You're entering MNQ right now? Along? See, this kind of messes up the idea of that I liked of trying to take a long on the sweep of these lower levels because that printed with such strong volume. So I'm drawing a fib from the high to low on this impulse candle. I want to see what happens if we pull back into that area. Got a really nice strong 15-minute close outside of the 30-minute range. We haven't pushed all the way down here. Gonna be patient. These are moments for me where, like, in the past, when I was constantly blowing accounts and going on tilt, these types of situations are situations that would put me on tilt. And so whenever, like, these situations present themselves, I try to vocalize that to myself, like, okay, Jen, don't rush into anything, be patient, wait for your entry. Okay, it'll come or it won't, and we won't take a trade today, and that's okay. Or we already took one trade, right? Like, that's the part that's frustrating, is that we took the short up here. What's up? Lithuanian trader in the house, y'all. Go give her a follow. She's putting out good stuff too. Jen, could you help with position size? Usually get liquidated, not because of my... Wait, not because of my lose, but because of my net liquidate for the day. Can you rephrase the question? I know, girl, I got in the short up here, took a scalp, got stopped at break even, pulled back more, and then it just went without me. But there hasn't been the volume that I like to see for a short, honestly. So I want to take the short on the pullback potentially to the bottom of orb, but we're sweeping this level. There is clear buying volume coming in. Apple's trying to bear flag. Nvidia is coming back to an area it could find support, and everything else looks like it wants to go up. So I'm more tempted to wait and see if we find an opportunity for a long entry down here than trying to take the short. Because we're also right in this area where we just held over and over and over and over and over again. Another little bear flag on the 1 minute, potentially. The selling volume just is not really convincing me right now, though. If we can print this candle with high volume, how much time do we have? 10 seconds. It's not going to be high enough. I might look for the pullback into this candle for the long, and it's not going to give that to us either. I'm tempted to try a risky long from this area if we start to bounce again, guys. Oop, Nvidia's flushing though. Hold on. Watching this very closely. 331 to 307. Nothing for me yet. I am watching for a potential long entry here, guys, for a reversal. I know it is higher risk. I will let you know if I enter. I've not entered anything. I don't have confirmation yet. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot with a tight stop. Stop is literally at the low of this right here at 320, and I could get stopped. Very risky attempt here, guys. Very risky attempt. And I'm gonna get stopped out, I think. Let's see. Come on, pop, 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 pop up, pop up, pop up. Dang. All right, I'm out of that. And it's probably, watch, it's gonna go now. I might retry it. I still honestly am more interested in the longs from down here than the shorts. And we're gonna keep going down. That's fine. Very small loss. Very small loss. I had to try it. That's like my prime reversal setup, and we held and closed above that level twice. That Thursday low where we bounced so aggressively last time. Had to give it a stab. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. And it looks like it still wants to bounce. Look at this 1 minute reaction candle. We have this fib level down here too. It might have just wanted to sweep that low one more time. Let's see. Or we could just keep flushing. The volume has not been with the shorts until this candle. And we had a lot of volume that popped in. Most of the volume on that was down here with this big lower wick candle. There was no short entry opportunity for my system really, so. See you, Matt. Thanks for hanging out. You blow your accounts because of the drawdown limit for the day, not because of your loss. But the drawdown, usually I always have the right bias. It goes to my target. I think you need to size way down. If that's the case, then that's the only advice I could really give you, is to significantly size down if you're blowing your account because you're hitting the drawdown limit, but you have the right bias. You need to size down. My advice, if I were in your shoes, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I were in your shoes, wow, guys, what in the world is going on with these shorts right now? Hitting that level now, this other level that I would expect there to be some buyers hanging out at, but we could just flush right through. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. If I were in your shoes, I would size down and widen my stop. That would be my approach personally. Still pushed down on lowering volume. Like even on the 5 minute, we engulfed this candle with lower volume. We're hitting this level. Seems like buyers are trying to step in. With these high time frame fibs, sometimes it's tempting. I feel tempted to try to trade just off the level without the full confirmation. But the hard part is we'd never know how far we want to like push and wick below before we find support. Yeah, I like the longs down here too. I like the longs down here, but yesterday I liked the shorts and I got stopped out by getting in a little too early, so I just gotta wait for some clear confirmation. The thing is that there's really not a lot of volume in these shorts right now. Apple's breaking its bear flag to the downside now, or trying to, and Nvidia's starting to fall too. So we might actually start, if we really start to break this level, you guys, like really with momentum, it could get real nasty real quick. I don't feel like it's going to happen today. And is this going to be the long that starts to come in? I still am going to try and wait for clear confirmation. I'm going to be patient. Nice buying volume coming in though. Big bounce. Wick on Nvidia at those lows. Microsoft is still holding its uptrend. How much time on this candle? 1.5 minutes on this 5-minute candle. It's going. It's trying to go. I do really like the longs in this area, guys. You could take an early entry here before the 5-minute candle close. If we get the 5-minute candle close, I want to wait for the full confirmation. There's only 15 seconds and it's not giving me the volume I want to see. I really wanted to see a high volume hammer candle up here to the upside on the 5-minute. What does the MNQ 5-minute look like? Higher volume. I might try it. I'm watching right here, guys. If we pull back into this candle to about this 285 area and start to bounce. Oh my gosh, I missed it. No, come on. I got a late entry there, guys. I am trying the long. Gonna try the long. There we go. Come on. Get aggressive, NQ. I want to see a super aggressive bounce. We also have this Thursday low we could reject. Oh, I do not like that rejection. Come on. Step in, buyers. I wanted the entry down here. My entry's at 310. It's not good. We're like right at my break even. If we don't start exploding to the upside, here we go. Come on. Push. Push. There we go. There we go. All right, we're in profit. I'm trimming here because we're hitting that Thursday low and could reject. Very well could reject. My stop is all the way or at break even right now on that, and I just got taken out at break even. I will potentially look for the reentry, but this is an area being a low of a session that we could reject aggressively and start to go down. So now what I'm going to do is draw this fib onto this leg up and see if we can find support down here again. And if on the 1 minute there's confirmation, I might re-enter. And we're flushing off of that rejection. See, that is exactly why I managed that trade how I did. Gonna watch this area. Apple looks like it wants to bounce. Nvidia looks like it wants to bounce. Basically, the top four all look like they want to find support and bounce here, but that was a pretty aggressive rejection we just got of that Thursday low. So gonna wait for a minute. I like that wick a lot. Like that wick a lot. I just re-entered the long. Got a horrible fill. Holy cow. I want to see us go back up to like opening range low, honestly, at 420. I can't believe the fill that I just got on that, you guys. That was absolutely horrific. And we could reject here and sell off, and I will take my L and probably just be done for the day. I'm green on the day from that other short and that other scalp long that I took. I like the volume coming in here, but I need to see NQ really step up and push. And it's struggling, which I don't love to see. I want to at least see us get up to this like 369 where the 8 EMA is. Struggling here for sure. It's a risky long, my friends, just FYI, we could really start to bleed from here. I can't believe how horrible that fill was. I swear I pressed buy right here after this candle closed and I got filled up here. 307. I still do like the long though. Gonna try and see if this will play out for me. Need the buyers to really step in this area. I don't like that we closed. Lower volume close on that rejection candle though on the 5 minute. So still holding this candle. Come on, hold this low. Hold this low. And I'm out. I was only in that with a couple micros, so I'm now small red on the day. That's frustrating. This is one of those days where volume and is not reflecting what it should. Is SpaceX dumping? Now we're going to bounce. Now we're going to bounce. I still am just really not totally convinced on these shorts, guys. I think we're going to hold down here. So might just be one of those days that's volatile and kind of screws us over a little. The hard thing about reversals and fighting the trend is that you got to have real good timing, and your idea might be right, but you could still end up getting stopped out and kind of screwed. Interested to see how this candle prints here. The volume is still not supporting the shorts on NQ. Now the longs are going to come in. Maybe. See how this 5 minute where it prints to, where it closes. We have what, a minute left on it? The bears are really trying to push this down, but the bulls are holding it up. One of those areas that, like, if the bulls can step in, I think it's going to be a really aggressive move back up to the upside. But there's a very clear battle happening. All right. Yeah, we did bleed a lot. Well, and you guys, if you look, this is the thing, is that if we look back, right? Let's just do this really fast. How much time do we have on this candle to close? A full 5 minutes, basically. If we look back, I still think the longs are going to come in. Until we get some really strong high time frame closes below this area, look at the hourly chart, you guys. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 holds on the hourly. The lowest wicks are all the way down here. 160. So until we have like a strong hourly close below these wicks, like down below 160, I still think that their bulls could step in here and continue to try and hold this level. Because we tried to break it before. right? And get bought right back up in this area. So call me crazy. The funny thing is I'm usually not a reversal trader as much as I am a break and retest trader. But in scenarios like this where volume is not with the move, especially a down move, it's really hard for me to want to jump in. And we also are kind of putting in like almost stopping volume with these wicks. Like think of the wicks as like the brakes being put on, right? Every time we print a 5-minute candle, wick. This one's a smaller wick, but lower volume, right? Wick, wick. I also could be wrong. We could absolutely just go and dump. Thanks, Z-Baller. I don't use the 13 EMA. Yay, I'm glad that answered your question. All right. What I want to happen now to potentially, I don't know, maybe try along again is a fat reversal candle to print on the 5-minute with super high volume. Is this going to be our reversal candle? Sorry, I'm going to stop singing so you guys don't have to listen to me sing. This might be our high volume reversal candle. How much time do we have? 30 seconds. This can flip and like push up and close green with a long bottom wick and high volume. It's what I'll want to see for the potential reversal in this area. It's trying to. It's trying to. It's trying to. Options contracts are moving like crazy right now. I like that candle that just printed a lot. I'm tempted to try the long. It's just hard because of the, and there it goes, guys. I didn't take it. I'm just hesitant because I've been faked out now down here once already, you know? So, gonna wait and see. See you, Deborah. That or just a piece of tape until you stop singing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we took a short up here, got a scalp off of it. We took a long and got stopped at break even right here. And then we gave it another attempt and got stopped red at this bottom, like right below this bottom wick, essentially. So I still am more long bias, but instead of trying to take it on the first reversal candle, I want to see like a little bit of a structure break potentially. What I am going to do, because we have a second, is run to the restroom really quick to pee. Pregnancy problems, and I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. How are we doing in the chat? How are we doing in the chat? Give me a high volume green candle closure up here, NQ. Give it to me. What's up? What's up? You're going to try and grab all the ticks before I come back. Did ya? You get them? I like the buying volume that's coming in. Like if you look at the 1 minute chart, we printed this nice strong candle here. As we're pushing up, we have some green increasing volume. Need to make it through that 8 EMA. Because the other thing is that we could just catch, like we're trying to right here, some resistance and keep pushing down. The buyers have really not proven yet that they're in control here. So I am going to load calls on QQQ in case we get the opportunity. I do still have a giveaway too for you guys, so I will do that at the end. So just be aware. That's coming. Don't want you to miss it. Spike in volume, but kind of an indecisive candle there. Most of the volume in that candle is from the buyers. So I think it still could be this could be the first sign of the reversal here. But I'm not inclined to take it yet. I'm just going to do the giveaway in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to let you guys know like which prop it's with. I have Vanquish accounts to give away and Tradeify accounts. I'll have you guys pull up. I'll give you a warning. I'll have you pull up the what is that called? Website where you purchase the accounts. And then I'm just going to drop the codes in the chat and it's going to be first come, first serve. That's how I'm going to do it today. In the future, I will potentially try for doing some sort of like random selection with a keyword. I just don't know how to do that yet. Very indecisive action right now, but the hourly, we're about 9 minutes away. 8 minutes away from closing this hourly candle that is now wicking back above our level, right? So I'll be very interested to see how this hourly candle closes. First come, first serve is brutal. You don't like that? What do you mean? Yeah, I didn't take the 30. What? The break and retest at the 30? We never really got the retest. Do you mean the 15 right here? We never really got a good retest. I guess maybe on the lower. You took it on like the 1 minute. We could reject this 8 EMA and bear flag down into oblivion. That is something that could happen. We're also right at that 300 whole cycle level. So I am more inclined to think that the longs are going to start coming in here. Just going to wait for a clear confirmation to happen. We are breaking structure now. Trying to break structure. I'm going to give away 50K select accounts with Tradeify. No, I never enter on the 15 minute. I pretty much always enter on based on 5-minute candle closures with volume confirmation, and then I look for reactions on the 1 minute typically. So if we can close back above here, get some volume to come in with the buyers. I'm just weary of longing into this level, this 330 Thursday low. So I want to see if we can actually close above this 8 EMA or not. I might try some options. It's not a discount code. It's just, oh, you're driving. Sorry for laughing. They won't all be that way. Okay. It's just, that's just how I decided I'm going to do it today. Nice rejection of that 8 EMA here. Not surprised. It's the first time we're really truly testing it since up here. We didn't even fully test it here actually. So it's the first time we're fully testing it since 940. So it's not surprising to see a reaction there. Usually if I was biased towards the shorts, I would try and take the trade off of the test of that, but I'm not. I'm more interested in looking for the opportunity for a long than the short. Structure break and retest on the 1 minute, now pushing higher, so. I chart on TradingView and I execute on TradeC, Tradeovate, and Vanquish has their own. I forget what their platform is called off the top of my head. So. What I don't like about the potential for longs is that we're pushing up on lowering volume. I wanted to see like a strong push in volume. So we could push into this area and reject. It's very possible. Gotta wait. Wait for something obvious. DX. Yeah, DX. That is what they use. That's correct. Good call. Big rejection happening up here. How much time on this candle? 3 minutes. I'm still more long biased than short biased, but I want to see if we can get the close above these areas, and I want to wait and see this hourly candle close also, because the market has obviously been really heavy. A 15-minute engulfing would be nice if we could get it on higher volume too. Think the bulls are here? I don't know. I'm not fully convinced by them either, honestly. They're trying. I see them trying, but there's still some really major rejections in this area coming in. I think we need to clear this Thursday low. I think we could still reject or retrace. I mean, we've bounced already a couple hundred points from the low. Yeah, like that was not super convincing yet. Look at these rejections happening at that Thursday low and the 8 EMA. I think what I would want to see now potentially is like a lower high put in down here. Or a higher low, I mean. Higher low, higher low. It looks like it really wants to pop up, but we're just struggling at this Thursday low area. Closed below the 8 EMA, but the volume wasn't crazy high. We did close the hourly with that nice lower wick though in this area. So this could be the pullback for the lower high down here. Retesting the structure on the 1 minute. I'm trying the long on my options account, guys, right here. I tried the long on my Vanquish options account. I want to see us go, honestly. Like, I want to retrace this whole thing. Just need the buyers to really step in here, and there's still a battle happening. I'm in 5 contracts on my Vanquish account right now. We're in $77 of profit. My entry was like down here-ish, I would say. It's hard because with options contracts, it shows the contract chart. So I can't call the exact number entry, but I entered when we were like down here-ish. So I do like how we're starting to break structure here. Might take a small position on my futures, considering it. Just kind of watching how we react here. Wow. Options account is looking good. We're up 250. Need to clear this Thursday low, but I think now we will. I feel good about us clearing that now. Want to see us really pop here and go break this previous candle high. But we are trying to reject. I'm gonna try and let this one cook a little bit. We did finally just get a close with higher volume above the 8 EMA on NQ, which I really like. Want to see us pop through here aggressively. Gotta clear that Thursday low now. That's what's gonna be in the way here and could potentially push us back down. Pushing into it and rejecting pretty aggressively here, which is not what I wanted to see. Gotta hold into this candle. Fucking 10. Gotta pop here. There we go. Come on. Still holding this options trade. It's kind of teetering around here because we're trying to find resistance here. I think if we can pop over this Thursday low, we're really going to go though. Gonna be really picky about the next trade I take. If I take a trade on if I take a trade on my futures accounts again, I will be extremely picky about it. I think we could find support here and push up by these 8 EMA or above this 8 EMA because we closed above it. But we have this level in the way that we're trying to reject. There's the pop. It's got to bust through this level. There it goes. I'll trim this options position when we get up to this 20 probably. Or should I trim here? Because this is where we previously found support. I'm going to trim a couple here. I'm in good profit here. So I took 2 of my 5 off. And at this point, if we break back below my break even, I'll probably exit it. My contract, I got in at the contract value was 263 and now it's at 311. All right. I got distracted for a minute because I was in that trade. So let me catch up on the chat. 1400 green on the day. Let's go. Stop loss hit. I can enter on both of my accounts right now. I just already, this is the first options trade that I'm in. I do not like how we're rejecting that. Thursday low. I already took a couple of trades on my futures account. So I don't always like to enter at the same time because what I have had happen, actually the way that I blew my last options account, that I was trying to pass my eval was that I entered a trade at the same time as entering a trade on my futures account, and then I forgot. And I didn't have a stop loss because I actually don't know how to place a stop loss on here. I need to figure that out. So anyway, I forgot that I had entered a trade and just left it on all day, and it ended up, it was a green trade, but it ended up flipping later in the day and then the account got blown. So it's a lot to try and manage both at once and stream and talk to the chat and everything else. So Mary Ellen up 1100 on the morning. Love to hear it. So we had the right idea, I think, for the reversal. I still like the idea of the reversal, at least back up to opening range low is kind of what I'm thinking. Which is this 29,420, if we can clear this Thursday low a day, but it's giving us a lot of trouble. Really starting to pump here though, which I like. Fair value gap on the 30-minute MNQ chart. I don't use fair value gaps, so I'm sure there is. The thing I don't like about trying to take a short as much, take this with a grain of salt, it's just how I feel, is that we bounced off of this level that has a ton of strength. The last time we touched this level down here was like over here and we had this massive move up. And then the last time before that was over here and we had this massive move up. So it's a very strong level. I am hesitant to want to take a short after we've already swept that level. that doesn't mean that you couldn't take a short off of a fair value gap or a level or an EMA or whatever and get a piece of a move down. I'm just personally less inclined to do it. This long on Vanquish is looking good so far, still printing. Is anyone else in the long? My entry was down here at like 280. Better for options. I don't know, Ashley. I mean, I think that I don't really discriminate. I would say, if anything, I prioritize typically my futures accounts, trading those first, because those are accounts that, like the accounts that I have right here, are already funded and I could take payouts on. So it feels more important than the options account that I'm trying to pass the evaluation on still. This is a really good example though, guys, of like a high volume candle right here, this 5-minute candle printed with a little bump in volume. And if you draw a fib on the candle from the low to the high, look where price bounced exactly. The issue I have with the options is knowing when to trim versus when to let it, like, you need to trim into strength typically. I will take another one off if we hit this 20 EMA on the 5-minute at like 374-ish. Your entry was 300. That's still a decent entry. That's right off of this retest into this candle after a close above the 80 EMA, after we've kind of broken structure on, well, basically, we didn't quite break structure on the 5-minute yet, but we were trying to. Oof, that's a pretty strong rejection. If this candle doesn't close above this Thursday low, I would expect to see some more downside, and it's aggressively rejecting here. So I might just close this options trade. I'm flattening it. That's such a rejection. I want to just get out of that with my profit rather than, that was a really strong rejection. Unable to close above that Thursday low, this could be where we start to see, at least maybe we go put in a double bottom or something, but I think we could potentially see some, at least a deep pullback from that. So for me, I wanted to get out of that options trade while I was up in the green rather than let it go all the way back down to my break even. I really wanted to get up to that 20 to take that next trim, but green trade, I'll take it. I'll take it. I do not execute on TradingView. I've never once executed on TradingView. I execute on TradeC and Tradeovate, and that is it. I'll be live every morning for New York session. Wow, look at the volume coming in on the shorts here. Really starting to fall. So the question now becomes, are we going to put in a higher low and then trend flips? Or Are we going to go make an equal low or potentially a new low? It looked like a spike. It was a little spike in volume on this candle, but ultimately it was still significantly lower volume than we had in like this candle, for instance. So I still think the longs could come in. I just was hoping we would get the close up, like reclaim this Thursday low rather than reject it, because that puts us in an interesting spot. It's a lot of stuff on my screen. Sorry. Just how I trade. I'm really only watching these two most of the time. This is the hourly. I just like to have it up for context. And this is the 15-minute. Similarly, I like to have it up for context. There's a risky long opportunity off of this area, this 277 to 284, if we push down and start to hold it like we held right here on the 1 minute. These guys over here, you don't need to pay attention to them. I just have them because these are the top 4 that make up the NASDAQ. So sometimes if price is being weird, I like to be able to look over and be like, oh, what's happening with those? And it will start to explain what's happening. I have a 50K Vanquish account. I like the advanced account because it's end of day drawdown. The other account, I forget the name of it, is, what is it called? The other type of account is called just options 50K account. I like the advanced account. I do like these wicks coming off of here. Interesting potential for a long here. Would be very risky though, I would say, considering we couldn't hold above that Thursday low and we rejected that pretty aggressively. Yeah, so the regular accounts with Vanquish, there's 2 types of accounts, and one has an end of day drawdown and one has an intraday drawdown. I hate intraday drawdown, so I choose to trade the advanced accounts. I am trying the long from this area, guys, on my futures account. It is risky. There is a very high probability I will get stopped out. I'm only in a couple of micros, so if I do, it's not the end of the world. The entry is 85 and my stop is going to be 55. My target is up here. I want this thing to flip around and go. There we go. There we go. I like that reaction. We have to go clear this AEMA though. We got to keep pushing aggressively. There we go. 85 to 305. We're up 20 points on this. Taking a trim there at that 20-point mark. My stop loss is at break even because we could reject here. My entry was 85. We're up at 320 is the high of that so far, 318. If we can engulf this candle and aggressively push up, I like the longs to continue significantly higher. Come on, we got to push through here. Come on, NQ. The volume on that was really nice. This could be where we find more resistance and then flip, right? So anytime I'm taking these types of reversal trades, I manage them very tightly and I'll move my stop to break even pretty quickly and aggressively. I want to find support right here. Come on, keep going. My stop is at break even, so I took my trim already at a 1-to-1 at a 20-point stop. Come on, 3 bar to the upside now. Let's go. I'm out at break even right there. Out at break even right there. So that was off of this, the fib of this leg up, right? Hoping that this is where we put in the higher low and flip to go up. Because even though there was like a little uptick in volume, I still think we could continue up from here. There was a little uptick in volume. This is that bottom level that we bounced that is super significant. And this selling volume is lower than the buying volume we had pushing us up from this area. So took a little scalp. I'm green. For the giveaway, whoever wins the giveaway for the options accounts, it will be whatever account you choose. It's a 50K account and the code works on whatever account you want to use. So still think the longs could come in here, guys. I would just be honestly really surprised if we really truly lost this support zone down here that's held so strong, but maybe today is the day. Maybe today is the day. Let's just do a giveaway right now, okay? Let's do a giveaway right now. So we're going to, I'm probably going to be done trading, I think. I'm green on my futures accounts. I probably took more trades than I should have, but they were kind of little stabs, scalps. Couple wins, 1 loss, and couple break evens after a trim. So anyway, let's start with, what do you guys think? Should we start with well, don't leave yet, Mary. We're trying to do a giveaway. You don't want a chance to win the giveaway? Let's start with Vanquish. Since we just took an options trade, let's start with Vanquish. So here is let me drop the link. Hold on. We're going to start with the options giveaway. I'm going to give away 2 50K accounts. I'll give away Tradeify next, okay? Promise. Notes. So the cool thing about Vanquish, guys, that I love is that it is a little bit harder to pass the evals in terms of like drawdown to profit target because it's options, and options are very leveraged, so they move a lot more aggressively. Look how well we're holding this area right here, guys. The 1 minute is showing it super clearly. I still think we could push up from here. The thing that I really like about them though is that once you pass, it's there's no payout caps. I believe it's daily payouts, and I haven't gotten paid out from them yet because full disclosure, I haven't passed an account yet. I only started trying to learn this a couple months ago and I've blown 2 accounts. But this is lucky number 3 and I think I'm gonna pass it. Anyway, there is no payout caps and it's daily payouts and I don't think there's a profit split either. You get 100%. Yeah, always be transparent with you guys. Okay. I love how everyone's just writing Vanquish 1,000 times. Okay, here's the link. So go ahead and pull that up. Let me know when you guys have Vanquish pulled up. Let me know when you have Vanquish pulled up. Done. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds because I know there's a delay and I know not all of us are the fastest at like typing and clicking and all of those things. So I'm going to drop the code. The code is good for one 50K account. Like I told you guys, I personally like the advanced 50K account best because it has end of day drawdown. If you choose the regular account, you're going to get intraday drawdown, which makes it infinitely harder in my opinion. And it also doesn't really perfectly represent or replicate what normal trading is really like. Okay. Are we ready? All right, I'm going to drop the first code in the chat. And it's it's a one-time use code. So whoever gets it, gets it. Next time I'll do some sort of like, I don't know, we'll do like a duck race or something. I just need to figure out, I don't know how to get everybody in a chat. So here it comes. I dropped it. I don't know how to get everybody's names entered for that. So I'm going to put my long on the screen, even though I'm already out of it. I really want this to go back up here. We'll see. I need to do a better job of getting the trade ideas like actually posted into this for you guys too. Who got it? Let's go, Rose Redwood. Do you trade options yet? Have you traded options before? Or is this going to be your first shot? Tell me everything. I want to know. Should we do the other Vanquish account since you guys have it up? Okay, keep focusing, keep paying attention because I'm gonna drop the other one. Gonna drop the other one any minute now. Options are love, hate. Well, this is a good way to do it without any risk. Free account with literally unlimited upside because there's no payout caps. So my advice, take it slow. It only works for one person. So Rose Redwood got it, and that's why it's not working for you. I think this long could still very much play out. I will potentially wait to see if there's another entry opportunity for some evals that I have not taken a trade on yet. So I would select advanced options 50K. So I've said it a few times, so sorry for being redundant, but people keep asking. If you select the regular options 50K, it will have intraday trailing drawdown, which makes it way harder. So these codes are good for whatever type of 50K account. It has to be a 50K account. The codes are one-time use, so there's only one winner. And the next code is dropped, so good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Let me know if you got it. We'll do Tradeify accounts next. Hey, Elsa? Elsa got it? Am I reading your name right? Elsa. Elsa 00003 is the winner. My daughter would love your name. My daughter is obsessed with Elsa. Like the Elsa from the Disney, Disney Elsa. Still watching this long to see. I definitely feel like buyers are more in control than sellers right now, but they're struggling up in this area. So I'd love to see a strong close above this Thursday low for like some evidence that buyers are really gonna be stepping in, Maybe we flush. Just trying to flush. Trying to flush. Are we gonna hold support in this area again? Wow. This area has like some dad strength to it. Just trying to bounce here again. What a freaking bounce, y'all. Wow. See how strong that level is holding? I feel like that's a good takeaway for the day of like one way I love to use fib levels is specifically this. So this fib I drew from this low to that high. I'm going to turn it a different color so it's easy to see. We'll do an orange. See this fib level? So when you're expecting a reversal or you print a candle that you're hitting an area that you think you might bounce, you're expecting the reversal, instead of trying to take the trade on the initial bounce, if you don't have clear confirmation or you miss it, you can wait until we make a leg up, start to break structure, pull and try to start to pull back, and then you draw the fib from the low to the high. In that 50% area, if we are going to continue up, oftentimes that's a really good area to enter and catch the essentially lower high. And then it gives you like a clear area where you can put your stop either on the other side of it, or what I often like to do is like the low of, if there's a big candle like this printed through it, the low of that candle. You missed the Vanquish giveaway, but we are going to give... Oh yeah, guys, make sure you like. Have you guys been liking this? Are you guys liking this? Can you make sure you like it? I always forget to say that. Make sure you like it. Next, we're going to do the Tradeify giveaway. Let me know in the chat if you guys liked the stream so that I can do the Tradeify giveaway. $80 likes, that's it? 80 likes? Let's get to 100 likes. When we get to 100 likes, I'll do the Tradeify giveaway. Deal? When we get to 100 likes. Okay, my side, it shows me 100 likes actually. 109, perfect. Thanks, guys. Always please like. I always forget to like streams too when I'm on them. All right, this might actually break down now. Let's see if it holds this 0.6 level of this and bounces, but the sellers are really starting to come in here. So, wow, some strong selling volume. I'm going to leave this just to see if it plays out for fun. For disclosure, I'm not in this trade. I took it back here. I trimmed on this push up and I got stopped out at break even. This is one of those days where actually yesterday and today, would you guys agree it's been really rough price action? Would you guys agree with that? Let me go ahead and pull up the codes for Tradeify. So get Tradeify pulled up. Get Tradeify pulled up. I'm going to drop the link for Tradeify in the chat. Full disclosure, guys, there are codes on the screen, obviously. If you use my code or my link, it will make me a commission. And I truly appreciate all of you guys who do use my code. Here is the Tradeify. Now I can't find the chat. There it is. Here's the link to Tradeify. If you don't have it, I'll give you guys a second to use it. Or if you need to if you don't know what Tradeify is or haven't been on Tradeify before, you can use that link to get to the main page. Make sure you get it pulled up for 50K select accounts. 50K select accounts. How many should I give away? Hmm. Should I give away 3 today? 3 50K selects? They're selects. 3 50K select accounts. This is an honor system. This is an honor system. You're only allowed to win 1. So if you win the first one, please don't try to win the second one because that's not cool. Do we all agree that that's not cool? This would have gotten stopped out if we held it, so it was the right move. I like to do this sometimes. I'll get back to the giveaway in a second, but I like to do this sometimes when I enter a trade and I move my stop to break even after a trim. I like to put this on to see what would have happened. Was that the right decision to move my stop to break even and to take the trim, or would the trade have played out? Should I have held and respected my stop loss? It's one of the ways that I just like to gather information as I'm trading on my trades. What do you guys think? Can Rose Redwood win a Vanquish account and a Tradeify account? I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Does everyone agree that's okay? I think that's okay. That just means you're super lucky. Don't be greedy. Up to you. Up to you. All right. I'm getting ready to... Oh, wait. I have to do this. I have to screenshot this. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to have this code ready. Okay, I'm going to do this code, and then I'm going to do like 15 minutes of Q&A. Anything goes. Any questions you guys have, I will answer them, and then I'm going to probably call it after that. All right, guys. First code for a 50K select account with Tradeify coming up. Dropped it. MJ, the raffle works. Look at the buyers stepping in, you guys. Holy cow. Might need to full port longs. If we get a high volume engulfing candle like this on the 5-minute, it's nice. So make sure if you're trying to enter the giveaway, go to the account type. Did someone win it? Yes, let's go. Congrats. Okay, so the codes work. You have to have the screen pulled up to be able to enter the code to add the account. Look at this long coming in, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, nutty price action. This is kind of what I was saying about like wider stops might be the play this morning with the add of SpaceX into the NASDAQ. Okay, sorry, ADD. So bad. Get Tradeify up. Go to the checkout page as if you were to purchase a select account. So it's the select 50K account, okay? Then when I drop the code, you got to copy and paste it. Wait, what? 2 of you? That code worked for 2 of you? That's crazy. Did it? It worked for 2 of you? You bought an account? You got to make sure the code works first. I'm sorry. That's not funny. I'm not laughing at you. Yeah, guys, do not press purchase unless you hit apply code and then it shows $0. You guys, you have to click the code and make sure it says $0 first. If you really don't want the account, you might be able to DM, I'm really sorry that happened, genuinely. I genuinely am really sorry that that happened. Yes, there's 2 more codes, 2 more codes. Yeah, you can reach out to support if you really don't want the account, but maybe it was meant to be. Let's get the account funded. You guys, look at these longs coming in. The bias was right on the longs. That always feels good. Okay. Is everyone clear on how this works? The giveaway. I will try and do it a different way tomorrow. I'll try and do some research this afternoon to figure out a different way to do it. So that it's not random. Duck race, yeah. I'm not making the code, Tony. The codes are given to me by Tradeify. I can't control what the code is. I can't control what the code is. Okay, second code coming through. Second code is dropped. Second code is dropped. If you got a code, or if you got charged for an account, Cloud Relax, DM me on Instagram and I'll try and help you sort it out. Okay. I will legit do my best to try to sort it out. What's up? Caption. You're funny, NQ Trader Soma. Yeah. I swear sometimes when it's when it's making me like prove I'm a human or whatever, sometimes I do that and like legitimately I know I click everything that's a bus and it's telling me I failed and it like really makes me start to question my intelligence. What a rejection candle. Wonder where that rejected in terms of this leg down. Is that 50% of this leg down? Okay. So same thing I did here with the fib, low to high. I just did from this high of this leg down to the low, and that's right where we're finding some resistance. It's also right where the 8 EMA on the 15-minute is. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, it's Klepto from Team Bull. Klepto is like the homiest of homies. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, last one. Are we ready for the last one? I will see if there's anything that I can do. You guys, if you accidentally purchased an account and you truly, truly, truly don't want it, like you really don't want it that bad, or like genuinely financially you cannot have the account, I will do my best to see if I can. I'll contact my contact at Tradeify and see what I can do, because I don't want you guys to be screwed over. Hopefully you know that about me, like by now. I try to always do the right thing. I can't make any promises, but I will do my best because I'm the one who decided to do the giveaway this way. Speaking of Team Bowl, I got the idea from Jay Dunn because this is how he usually does giveaways a lot of the time. So I was just trying to make it first come, first serve, easy. I did not want anyone to get screwed. On my Instagram, it's the same exact handle as this YouTube, jen.ketter. Anyway, are you guys ready for the third code? You guys ready for the third code? Okay. All right. I promise I'll try and do some research to figure out how to get that to work. You see how much we still struggled? We barely closed above this Thursday low. Very strong level once we got below it. Yes, if you accidentally... No way. You won, Rose Red? Yeah, it says invalid code if someone already used it. That's crazy. You better freaking at least get a payout on one of those accounts. Do not go blow these, you guys. People always blow giveaway accounts because they're free and they have no buy-in. Okay, I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes. If anyone has any questions, drop them. Are you in the long, Fern? This is a great long. I mean, I already decided I'm just gonna be done because I went little green to little red to little green, and that's plenty for me. It's one of those days that the price action is not the best for me. Please don't do this anymore. You guys, it's a giveaway for free accounts. I'm trying to be nice. Should I just stop doing giveaways? Just kidding. How to be patient and how can I be more disciplined? Do you have a set of rules? I would say if you're trying to work on having discipline, then the first step is defining what discipline is to you. Do you have defined rules? Do you have the kindergarten chat? Guys, let's all be kind to each other. It was just a giveaway. I'm gonna have more giveaways. If you got charged, this is the last time I'm gonna say it, accidentally, then you didn't click and make sure that it was $0 before you clicked the buy button. That is what happened. That's the only way that can happen. That being said, I understand that's frustrating. I don't want anyone to be upset or feel like they got screwed. I'm not here trying to screw anyone, literally just trying to stream for free and give away accounts. So DM me and I will do my best to see what I can do. I can't promise anything, but I can promise that I'll do my best to see if I can like fix it and make it right. In terms of the question, the best way to become disciplined is to make sure you have a defined set of rules that make sense that you can actually follow, and then have accountability with that. I think that there's a time and a place to like use what I would call like training wheels for discipline, such as the risk settings in like Trade A or Trade C that lock you out if you lose a certain amount, right? Um, Otherwise, it really comes down to you versus you. You have to like actually really want to. Because I think a lot of times people say, oh, I want this, but they don't actually want to do the hard part of getting there. I'm not saying that's you. This is looking good for higher. But that's where I would start. Make sure you have very clear rules and go from there. Um, do you always use select or can you use lightning funded? Pros and cons. You can use both. I got paid out multiple times on my lightning fundeds that I have. I like the 150K lightning fundeds the most personally. But I think it depends on like I have a reel. Go to my Instagram. I wonder if I can drop it, the link to it in the chat. Um, Holy cow, I have so many DMs. There can't be that many of you that accidentally got charged. Um, I did a reel on the pros and cons of the different types of Tradeify accounts. Let me see if I can find it and I'll drop it. Here we go. Essentially, the way that I look at it is this. If you trade select accounts or growth accounts, you have to pass the account before you can start making money where you can actually take a payout. The amount of money you need to pass that account is the same amount of money you need to make to take a payout on a lightning funded. So for example, in a 50K select account, you have to make $3,000 to pass the account, and then you're eligible to start making money towards taking a payout. So you have to make 3,000 plus however much you have to make to take a payout. What if you just paid the extra money for the lightning funded account and made that same amount of money in the time that you pass the account, if you do it the right way, because we shouldn't be full porting accounts and like passing in one day. That $3,000 is the same amount that you had to make to pass the other account, but you're taking a $2,000 payout. So from a time and efficiency standpoint, if you're okay with consistency, which I don't understand why anyone wouldn't be, I really like the long now, guys. If we pull back into this 8 EMA and start to break up, I think the long could really, really go. It might just go from here. Man, low-key sad. Remember when I got in the short up here and then took a trim and got stopped out at break even and then it dumped, and then I took the long down here, took a trim, got stopped out at break even, and then it is pumping. It might take some time to load on your dashboard. I would reach out to support Rose Redwood if you don't see it in the next like hour or so. What's your trading process rules? My rules are, oh my gosh, guys. At least you can tell that I can read the market correctly, even if I ended up getting stopped out and not getting the perfect trades. My trading process is to wait for confirmations and take trades with appropriate sizing and risk management, I would say. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways I could answer that question. Like, are you talking about my strategy? Or are you talking about specifically my risk management? Like, I'm struggling. How do you help to find your bias for the day on the 1 hour time frame? Do you use market structure? Yes, I use market structure, candle closures, and levels. And I wouldn't say I have a bias, right? I trade primarily off of what price action is telling me, because how many times have you guys come into the market with a bias and the market does the exact opposite? I've seen it happen over and over and over again. Oh, even a day like today, we've been like pushing strong to the downside. We're going to get more downside. Today we did, but oftentimes that's not what happens. It really all has to do with where we are relative to levels. I think having a bias can be like one of the worst things personally. That's what it's been for me. Most of the time that I have a bias and it clouds my thought process and actually reading price action and volume. Pushing into that 30-minute orb now. Very interested to see if we hold some resistance here. But wow. Thank you. I appreciate that compliment that you think I'm relaxing. I'm super ADD, so that's also hilarious. I struggle to relax, but I'm glad you find me relaxing. That's great. Will I be live Monday through Friday? Yes. Monday through Friday, I will be live New York Open, just like this, usually probably until 9:30 or 10. I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, but this Friday I will not be live because I'm going to be in the mountains with my family. Too stressful on the giveaway. I hear that loud and clear. Thanks, Ashley. I appreciate that. Feels good to just do this because I love it and not do it in a group. Thank you for still loving me, even though the giveaway got weird. I did not expect that to go so south. My goodness. Lesson learned. I have a risk system daily, loss of 300, but some days in a week I increase that loss limit. That's the days I blow. Now I'm just practicing on demo. Yeah, I think you just have to get really, really clear about like what I tell people when things really changed for me. It's actually when for like 60 days, I only took one trade a day. I significantly reduced my size and I only traded one session a day. I pretty much only traded 1 hour a day and I just limited everything. And it made me get really, really picky. And if I won, I won. If I lost, I lost. And I followed that system. And that's how I got to my first payout. Because I was the same. I was just constantly bouncing around. Oh, my sizing is this. My daily loss is this. And ultimately it ended up really screwing me over. So that's when things really got better for me. Your chat is delayed. I have no idea how to fix that. KPLs. I'm not going to talk about KPLs because I'm no longer in Peachy, but essentially it's just their key levels. KPL is an umbrella term, just like key level. A key level could mean anything. It could mean fibs, it could mean session levels, it could mean VWAP, it could mean EMAs, it could mean SMAs. Key levels is just an umbrella term, and KPLs stands for key pivot levels. It's just how they refer to the umbrella term of their levels. I'm not going to talk about what their levels are. Oh my gosh, this long is freaking longing. What's up, Melissa? But yeah, that's what their KPLs are. And if you want to learn their KPLs, then you would have to go join their group. I'm just going to talk about my own stuff. Funny to see. Yeah. I mean, it's also almost 10 a.m. So we should be done. And yeah, I'm done trading, but I just am answering some questions and hanging out. I was crushed when you left Peachy, but so relieved you announced live on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I was also crushed momentarily and then was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I'm resilient. I'm very lucky to have built some incredible connections in the trading space. And the amount of support that I received was honestly like, it made me cry. So many, like, of you guys, so many other traders that I just know and respect called me, encouraged me, and ultimately, good riddance. That's all I have to say. Yeah, message me on Instagram, the Furu service, and just streaming. 3 trades, 300 daily loss, only A plus ups, only 1 MQ. My playbook is 2 confirmations and a trade. Yeah, I think that's great. So what's going wrong with that then? Oh, yeah. Make sure it's set to live chat. If it's top chat, it won't show every chat. What's up, user Z? I've been trading for about 2 years. Look at this rejection we're getting off the bottom of the 30-minute orb. I have been trading since May, end of April, beginning of May, like literally like the last couple days of April, of 2020. What's 2 years ago? We're in 2024. Does that sound correct? 2023? No, 2024. So I'm just over 2 years in. The first 6 months was useless. I think we could see a nice short come in, at least pull back maybe to this area from here. All right, guys. Hopefully we all had a decent day. I was green to red to green, small green, but I'll take it. It was a tricky day for the way that I trade. Not every day is going to be perfect for my system. All I can do is show up and do my best. And so I want to wish you guys all a great trading day. Trade safe in this volatility. And if you're green, lock yourself out. I will see you all tomorrow live. We'll do a giveaway a different way, promise. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Appreciate you guys.